Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Thank you for being here. I want to start with a story of my kind in which she said that she spent her 20s believing that she was scatterbrained, unreliable, and always apologizing for missing deadlines. She thought she was just lazy or maybe overwhelmed. She got good grades when she tried but felt like she was constantly behind. Social situations exhausted her, and when she was exhausted at the age of 33, she was diagnosed with ADHD. And suddenly, so many past episodes feeling invisible and feeling like she was failing made sense. So, I am Dua, your consultant clinical psychologist. Today we'll talk about undiagnosed or late diagnosed ADHD, what it means and how common it is, and the hidden cause and what we can do about it. A few questions for you as we go through. Might you or someone you know maybe having or living with ADHD without knowing? What happens when your mind is functioning differently but no one told you why? By the end, I hope you will feel seen, informed, and empowered, whether for yourself or others. If you haven't subscribed our channel, just go and subscribe us so you'll get latest updates about because I have started ADHD series that will be really helpful for you. So now let's discuss what is undiagnosed or late diagnosis of ADHD and how common it is. We'll begin by defining ADHD and then what late diagnosis means. ADHD is a neurodevelopmental condition and the key features include late difficulties with attention, impulsivity, hyperactivity, although hyperactivity can be internal or less visible. Executive functioning struggles, organization, planning, sometimes emotion regulation issues, okay? Later undiagnosed ADHD refers of people who have had symptoms from childhood required by diagnostic criteria, but for many years went without a formal diagnosis, sometimes all need recognized in adolescence, young adulthood, or later. So if we look at the data that tells us for UK in USA, in the US, recent data of October and November 2023, it estimates approximately 6% of adults of 15.5 million have a current ADHD diagnosis, and if those diagnosed, more than half receive their diagnosis as adults and they're above 18, meaning that they lived with ADHD undiagnosed for many years. And in England, new figures have shown about 2.5 million people may have ADHD adults per children, but only about one-third have formal diagnosis. Also in England, as of June 2025, 491,000 referrals are open for possible ADHD diagnosis. 68.6% adults have been waiting over a year for assessment, and a BBC investigation found out that there are at least 196,000 adults on ADHD assessment waitlist across the UK, and in about half of the adult ADHD services surveyed, it would currently take 8 years or more to clear the backlog. So those numbers shows that undiagnosed ADHD isn't rare, it's a widespread, and many are living a long period without diagnosis or support. So why people remain undiagnosed or diagnosed late? So the symptom, visibility, and stereotypes also plays their role. The stereotype of ADHD is hyperactive, disruptive child. If someone is inattentive, quiet, or high achiever, or masks the symptoms, it may go unnoticed, and girls and women are especially likely to be missed, and their symptoms often internalize distractibility, daydreaming, procrastination, rather than overt hyperactivity. And then compensating and masking. People build strategies over compensating and working harder, avoiding tasks, etc. These coping efforts can hide difficulties. Lack of awareness, public and professionals, many people, including teachers and practitioners, employees, don't fully recognize adult ADHD or late presentation. Misattribution symptoms may be mistaken for anxiety, depression, stress, or personality traits. And systematic issues, long wait times, backlogs, especially in public health services. UK data shows many are waiting more than a year. Some services have suspended new referrals. Regional disparities have NHS trust have few staff, few assessment slots. For example, thousands on list, but very few assessment done per year. So, diagnostic requirements and childhood history to diagnose ADHD in adulthood symptom must have been present prior to the age, and according to DSM-5, requires before 12. So many people who don't have records or do not recall childhood symptoms were never assessed. So psychological and emotional barriers are the stigma, the concern about being labeled, and fear of medication side effects, and being misunderstood, and embarrassment, shame, saying I wasn't enough and I was lazy. But this is, we have to break that stigma. Okay, this is just stigma that is associated with that, and there's nothing. If you are diagnosed with ADHD, it's nothing bad. Okay, do listen to that. There is nothing bad in it. Okay, so what are the effects of living with ADHD unrecognized? Okay, there are the consequences of being undiagnosed or diagnosed late. You can have high rates of anxiety, depression, burnout because of constant effort plus failure to meet expectations plus internal self-criticism take a toll. So impact on education, missed opportunities, underperformance at school, dropping out of courses, trouble maintaining study work, frequent job changes, challenges in relationships, low self-esteem, um, feeling of regret, missed promotions, and chronic stress. Okay, and before diagnosis, missed deadlines, short schedules, anxiety, frequent self-criticism, new occurrence to life story. And after diagnosis, understanding relief, adopting external supports, better self-compassion, improved functioning, self-challenges, but with tools and understanding. Okay. So what happens after late diagnosis and what helps? Emotional journey post-diagnosis, relief, but sometimes grief, okay? Mourning lost years, what might have been, adjusting identity, narrative, reframing childhood, reframing falls as difficulty from ADHD, okay? And treatment support, clinical, medical, medications where appropriate, therapy, CBT, coaching, etc. Non-medical strategies, executive function coaching, structured routines, environmental modifications, assistive tools, proper therapy is very necessary. You guys can comment to me. You guys can let me know. I'll help you. We can arrange a proper therapeutic training. Okay. We can do that, and practical habits, develop external supports. Okay, mindfulness, time management tools would help you. Workplace or education accommodations, flexibility, clarity in tasks, manageable deadlines, supportive supervision. Okay, you have to make a planners, reminders. Okay, time management tools, organizational systems are very necessary. And then there you talk about the policy increased capacity of adults ADHD services. According to UK data, many people waiting over 1 year. Some EVAs have suspended referrals because demand is so high. Better training awareness for GPs, clinicians, and schools is very necessary. So ADHD is more common than we believe, and many go undiagnosed, especially adults, women, and those with less obvious symptoms. When being undiagnosed or late diagnosed has real cost, many mental health, relationships, opportunities, and self-worth. It really affects it. And diagnosis is not about blame, it's about understanding, okay? Changing the narrative about the past. Even late diagnosis can lead to significant improvement with support, treatment, and self awareness. We all have roles, you, your family, professional policymakers, in increasing awareness and reducing barriers, okay? If there's something in the past that you know now seems like ADHD clue was supposed would have been a difference for you if known earlier. And thank you. If anyone wants, I'll stay after or take questions. If you think you might be unnoticed, it's never too late to begin this journey. Write to me in comments. I'll be there. I'll respond to you. Okay. And understanding is very powerful. Its awareness is very necessary. Okay. So let me know wherever your help is needed. I'm here to support you. Subscribe our channel. and just let us know. Okay, thank you for being here.